Hello, good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Please let me know if you can hear me so that we can start straight. Let's just go straight into our tutorial for today. So I have all of my pieces ready for our class today. All right, Solange, thank you so much. Thank you and welcome for joining. Thank you so much for joining. So, Solange, please, can you hear me? Is our sound okay? So that we can start straight. We can straight into our tutorial. I just need somebody to please confirm, okay? Let me know if the sound is okay. All right, thank you so much. Chiwalade, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining, okay? So guys, so this is the fabric that I'm going to be making use of today, an Ankara fabric. And my fabric is a little bit above 2 yards. So I just want to measure so that I know the exact size and we are good to go, okay? I know it is 45, it's 90 inches. That's everything. So I just measure. So this is like 36. So it's like 2.5 yards. Yes, I have 2.5 yards of Ankara here. Exactly. 2.5 of Ankara. So that's what we are going to be making use of today. Okay. So like my fabric is 45 inches. That's like the length. I want the length to be 45. So you can see. So this is how I'm going to be holding it like this. I'm going to place it here. Okay. I want to place it on the floor so that we can cut it. So we'll cut the back and the front together. Okay. So the first I want to do, okay, let me turn the camera so that it will be easy for us. Okay. So for let me turn my light so that we can get light that way and then turn our camera. Okay. So let our camera face the floor like this. Okay. So I just want to make sure that you guys can see it clearly. Okay, so this is my fabric. Okay. So this is my fabric. So I want to cut it open. I'm going to fold it into four and then use it to cut and then okay. So if you are just joining us, you are welcome. So the first thing I want to do, I want to open it. So I can decide to use it this way or I can decide to use it this way. So I want to use it this way because of the patterns, okay? I'm just going to cut. That's like I'm just opening it from the top. Exactly what I did. I just divided it into two equal halves, okay? So the next thing I want to do now, I want to fold it like this, okay? So I'm going to cut the back and the front together. So I'll show you guys because I'm going to the collar to it. Okay, I'll be adding a collar to it. So I'll fold it like this, okay? So I've folded one. So I'm going to fold the second one. So I'll fold it like this. So once I finish folding, I'm going to place this and then I'll show you guys how to cut this, okay? So make sure I'm just to make sure that everything is laid out nicely. So that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, let this one be for the front and this one be for the back. So you can see, I'm placing both of them the same. You understand? I'll place them the same because I'll cut out the front part. So I want to let me reset my camera so that you can see what I am doing. Okay. So if you are just joining us, you're welcome. Please let me know where you're watching me from. Okay. I would appreciate that. You guys should make this class interesting. Okay. So now, yes, so let's set our camera like this. Good. So with this to Oye Wale, thank you so much. You're welcome. All right, so now we're good to go. So guys, let me know where you're watching me from, okay? So like I said, we're adding a color to this particular style. So in order for us, of course, I want to make our tutorial fast. They cut out the collar, so it's just a straight piece of fabric. I just joined it at the center, okay? So I'm going to explain that. So the first thing we want to do, we want to come to this point, and then we want to mark like a straight line. It's going to be our startup line, and then from that straight line, I want to come down by 1.5 inches, and then from that 1.5 inches, I'm just freehand, okay? I just want to do this, mark it into that point. The next thing we want to do, we want to add our opening, our sleeve opening. Okay, so for this sleeve, I actually did not plan on, okay, I'll just fold. I think I'm just going to fold, but I'll check it. So from this, I want to mark my sleeve opening, okay? So for my sleeve opening, I want to make use of about 13.5 inches or 14 inches. Let's do 14 so that I will use half inch to join it. So this is 14 inches, and then I want to mark it this way, okay? So once I mark it this way, the next thing I want to do, I want to mark how wide I want my kimono to be. So for this 19, let me see, I just checked 19, which is about 38. So I'm just going to measure. So I'll use 20 inches because my client is a little bit on the big side. So I'm just going to use 20 inches. So that's just like, basically I'll just mark 20 inches. But there's something I want to do. Since she's on a bigger side, I'm just going to like just do this way. Can you see what I did? I just like marked it 8 points like that. So I did not really take out anything, okay? So that's for side, okay? So the next thing, we want to mark out our neckline. So I'm going to come to this point like this. Just check what I am doing. So this is the collar I'm going to be making use of. So this is my collar. So I have about inches collar, okay? So the next thing I want to do, this, because I want my dress, I actually want my dress to have like, I want it to have, what do you call it? Like at least let it have an opening in front. Let it not cover fully, okay? So because I don't want it to cover fully, this is what I'm going to do. I want to take out 2 inches from my pattern before I continue. Because I'll just take out 2 inches first, okay? So I'll take that 2 inches out. Why am I doing this? Because I don't want the kimono. I want it to have an opening at the front. If I cut take 3 inches and replace it with 3 inches, it's going to be covered, like fully covered. So I don't want that. So that is why I am doing this. I'm just going to do this like this. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Because I want my kimono to have an opening. So even when I add the collar, it's still going to be open at the center. So that's just like what I am trying to say. Okay, so with this now, I have to, I'm just going to place this like this, okay? And then I want to mark my neckline, okay? So I want to mark my neckline. So neckline, I'm going to take like this. I'm using like 3 inches, okay? So this is my 3 inches or let me do 5. So this is 3.5. I hope you guys can see me. Let me make sure so that I'm not just doing my own. So that's this is 3.5 inches, okay? So this 3.5 inches. And then from that 3.5 inches, I'm going to come like this. This is for my back neckline. So I'll use 2 inches for the back neckline. I'm just going to mark it like this. This for the back neckline, okay? I'll mark my back neckline this way. And then I'm going to cut this out. So now I've cut neckline out. So the next thing I want to do now, I want to take my collar. So for the collar, I want to add, I'll just use, since my collar is 3 inches, I'm just going to mark that 3 inches here. Okay, so you can see it is a simple process. So this now, let me just show you guys what I'm trying to say. See where I took. So even when I add back my collar like this, can you see my kimono is still going to have the opening. But if, for instance, if I did not take this one out, maybe if I just measured the same 3 inches and cut off 3 inches and then replace the 3 inches, it's going to be like this. That is, my kimono is still going to, that is going to be like lapping. That's going to be like an overlap. So I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. But with this one, my kimono is not going. So as I come down, I will reduce my hand. That is like reduce my hand a little. Okay, so that is what I am doing. I'll reduce the hand. So at the down part of my kimono, I'll reduce my hand, like reduce it, the down part, I reduce it to like 2 inches. So that side will come a little bit more covered. But from this top, this chest, all this chest part now, is not going to be covered, okay? That is what I am trying to do. So this neckline, I need to blend it. So note, I'll blend the neckline. So can you see? So by the time I bring my collar, when I place my collar like this, can you see? You see, I still have an opening, okay? So that's just what I am trying to explain. So this, so we are on. So the next thing we want to do, I just want to trim this. This is for the down part of the kimono. Make sure back and front and then remember this part. So I'm just going to cut here like this, okay? So that's all we need. So the next thing, I'm just trying to trim. So we are using 3 inches for the collar. So I'm just trimming it to be that exact 3 inches. So what I did, I cut my fabric. You know, my fabric is 45. 45. That's the full length of my dress is 45. So I cut 45 into two and then joined it at the center. Okay. And then added an extra. Okay. So let me just say, like, I cut like 50 and then joined it at the center. So that center part that I joined is where is going to be the neckline, the center neckline. So you see it is a simple process. So for this kimono, you can add a crinoline to your collar. It depends on what you want. So it depends on how structured you want it to be. You understand? Depends on how structured you want it to be. You can add a crinoline to, okay? So basically what I'm just trying to do now, I'm trying to trim it, just trim it. Now, of course, once we start sewing, we'll just be going. So we are done, okay? Let's turn our machine, turn our camera so that we can start stitching, okay? Okay, so now you can see. So like I said, so this is our color. So we have prepared it. So all of this will just make our tutorial. It's going to make our tutorial a little bit fun. You understand? So that's the reason why I did it, okay? And then we are going to start stitching. Let me just do all of this, my things here. Okay, so the next thing we want to do, we want to start stitching our kimono. Okay, so that, look at my shoulder slope. I almost forgot that. I almost forgot that. So let me just place it so that I can cut it. I can cut it off. So that's my shoulder slope. So I'm supposed to trim it as we're cutting. So the back. So the back of our kimono, we're not cutting it. We're not touching anything, okay? So the next thing we want to do now, we want to join this together. Just joining us, you're welcome. Let me know. Okay, let's see, ma. Okay, when you went to get 20 inches, do you divide the waist into two? Please explain that 20 inches. How? Yes, yes, yes. That waist part, that part that I measured 20 inches. I divided the waist. That is like I divided the waist into two. You understand? That's what I did. You know, it was folded into two. So I just divided it like what you are trying to say now is like from here to here. You understand? So it's 20 inches for this. So when you open it, it is 40 inches. So that I did. So in case you don't understand, please let me know so that I can explain. You can see, you see the full width of the down part now is 40 inches. You understand? You see the full width now is 40 inches. Okay, so that's the width of our kimono is 40 inches. So now we're going to do, this is our back neckline. So for this, we're not using any facing. We are just going to stitch directly, okay? So now we're going to take this like this. You are going to place it like this. Can you see? You see it? So you place it, let it together, and then we are going to pin it because that's how we are going to stitch it. It's a simple process. So that's for that. And then this one, we have to take this and we'll place it here like this. Let me not go and mistake and sew. So I'm going to place it. See my kimono now. Can you see the gap of my kimono? You see the cut, like it is open. So that's what I was trying to say. But if I had not cut out that extra 2 inches from that beginning, if I had just take out 3 inches, like the same 3 inches that is for my collar and my neckline, if I had just taken that out, when I replace my collar is going to be covered like this. That's my kimono is going to be covered. But this one that I did, because I took out extra 2 inches before I now took out 3.5 inches for the neckline, I now took out that neckline. So when my collar, now my collar is going to be like this, I'm going to have an opening. So that's what I'm trying to say. So you have different ways of sewing all of this kimono. If you want the one that is going to look like it, you can decide not to cut it open, okay? So I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Please, if you don't understand, let me know. So now we're going to stitch. So you can see, so that's the neckline. That's the neckline. So we're just going to, so I'll just maintain my curve that way, and then I'll cut that out, and then I want to stitch the other part of the other part. Okay, so I'll place them, make sure that I place them, let both of them, let it join together. That's the neckline. And then I'll place it. If you're joining us, you're welcome. Let me know please where you're watching me from. I would appreciate it. And then if you have questions, you can drop your questions on the comment section, okay? So I'm just going to join that I'll join the shoulder part, okay? Okay, so after joining, the next thing we want to do now, most times what I normally do, I think I would just thinking if I should fix the collar first before we join the side. So after that, the next thing we want to do, you want to take your kimono like this, and then you want to measure, you want to place the necklines like this. So what we want to do now is to get the midpoint of our back neckline. Can you see this is the midpoint? So I'm going to put a notch here like this, and then I am going to fix my collar, okay? So the collar is a simple process. So the next thing I want to do, I just want to take my collar, I want to take it from the midpoint. So like I said, this is the midpoint. So I joined my collar together at the center point. So before I continue, what I want to do, I just want to make sure. So I think, let me, let me join the side first before I join the collar. Okay, so I want to join the side of my bubu or my kimono. So I'll just take them. It's a simple process. So like I said, that 20 inches I use is optional. You understand? You can just decide to take your fabric that's from the edge and just use it straight the way it is. So I'm just joining the side. I'm using just like quarter of an inch, okay, to join the side of my bubu. So I'll use my hands as I'm doing it. I'm using my hands to like flip it open. I don't want that it is not relaxed or something. So always make sure you check. So I'll cut that out, and then the next thing I want to stitch the other side of my bubu. So as I'm doing it, I'll use my hands, make sure that everything is okay, it's laying straight, okay. So just do that, make sure that it is laying straight and flat. All right, and then I'm going to continue. I'll go ahead and stitch it right now. So why I decided to stitch it before. Thank you, Solange, God bless you. Mama, thank you. Elesami, thank you so much. Okay. So now we have finished sewing. So you can see the process. So the next thing I want to do now, I want to stitch my neckline. So here's what I'm going to do. I want to join the collar. I'm going to make sure I just take the edge of the neckline, make sure that they are joined together, and then make sure that I already put a notch here. Okay. So the next thing I want to do, I want to check my collar on it first before I continue. Okay, so let's see. I want to check it. Another thing that I can do, I wanted to fold the down. No, 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 no. Don't fold it down. After fixing the collar, I'll fold. So I just want to check because I actually I'm just pinning it. I just want to check it first before I. Okay. So that one went. So that one did not work. So I have to. So like I said, I use 50 inches. So the next thing I want to do to divide this into two and then look for the midpoint. So this is my midpoint. I'll just mark it, just put a notch here. And then I'm going to start stitching. So you see, but I'm going to place this like this. It's a simple process, okay? I'll just place this like this and I am going to stitch it, okay? So when I finish stitching, the neckline is going to be serged, okay? All right. So I'll just place it, just make sure that the midpoint of the back neckline aligns with the mid part of the front of the collar, and then you are just going to stitch your collar all the way down. So this one is like the simple one. When I am done, I'm just going to weave the neck as I weave my collar. Okay, as a beginner, these are like simple, easy projects for you that you can do. Okay, so I'll just continue to stitch down like this. Oh, this cloth long oh, like seriously. I pray. So I've stitched one part of my collar. I'm going to stitch the other side. So I'm just going to turn this like this, and then I am going to stitch. I pray that anything does not make me to lose this cloth. I just pray. Okay, so I'm just going to continue from. So I'll just continue to stitch it that way. So if you're just joining us, you're welcome. So today we're making a simple beginner friendly tutorial, which is this, which is a side ruche boo or a side ruche kimono. All right. So you can drop your questions on the comment section. So once I come up, I would respond. Once I my head. So you can say hello, you can say hi. You guys should please like the video. I would appreciate that. Okay. Like the video. Just 4 likes. You guys should like the video. Yes, so you can see some of the anointings in sewing. Right. At least thank God it was not even that long. There are some you that finished stitching. You stitch it to. I need to restitch that part. Let me just take it to the down, and then I'll turn it and restitch. That thread has snapped. I know, I heard it. So if you're just joining us, you're welcome. Let me know where you're watching me from, okay? I would appreciate that. Thank you. People that are still on this live stream, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Okay. So the next thing I want to do, I noticed that my collar did not stitch properly. So I just want to give it like a double. You understand? Uh-huh. Okay, so I think it's okay now. This part is so the next thing we want to do. Solange, thank you so much. You guys should please like the video. Like my video. Okay, just check this side. You see three dots. Hit on the dots and then you see the like button. Like the video so that other people can see it. Okay, I would appreciate that so much. Let's try then. Okay, so that one we've got that one in. The next thing we want to do now, I just want to trim like the excess. So this is a little bit of excess that I have. I'm just going to trim it like this, okay? You see it? Just trim it. It's very simple way. Me, I love this kimono already. It's looking so fine because of the shiny nature of the Ankara. It looks so pretty. So the next thing I'm just going to do this. And then the next thing I want to do, I fold the down part. Note, you have to fold the down part before. So I'm thinking of adding to this sleeve. So I just want to check it first. It's not for me, it's for a client. And she's a little bit big though. You see what I was saying about my kimono? Can you see? This is what I was trying to say. You see now it's not covered, but if I had not taken out that extra, this is how the kimono will be. It's going to be covered. So if you want to sew a kimono that is covered, you can actually do it like this. You understand? So you don't need to cut out anything from it, any extra. So for the sleeve, I think I'm just going to fold my sleeve. So I'm just going to use like a little, I'm just going to fold it. But before I do the sleeve, we want to add our drawstring. So before we do that, you have to fold your kimono. You need to fold it at the down part, okay? If not, you will not be able to finish that up later when you are done. So for me to stitch it, I'm just going to fold it like this and then warm it before we add that part. So I'm just doing a small tiny stitch because I don't want the length to get so truncated. So that is why. So I'm just using like a 1 inch to fold this. So I'll just, can you see? So for the, I wanted to use speed like I wanted to use speed like to put the machine on speed dial before this, because the truth of the matter is I need to fold it. If not, I would have left it as I'll fold it after the video, but I just to fold it. Okay, so I'm just going to continue. So I'm just using my hands. I actually wanted to use speed to sew this. So the next thing after this, the next thing we're going to do is to join the, what do you call it, the, is to join the, is to fix the ruche part. That's the casing for the ruche. That's for the drawstring. And it's a very simple process. I don't know why this thread keeps going off. Seriously, I really don't know why. I've oiled the machine, do everything to it. I don't know why. All right, so those of you that are just joining us, you're welcome. You are highly welcome. When I'm just thinking as if I'm staying alone. I forgot that I'm online. So we are almost done. Even me, I want to be done. I can go and continue my work. So for those of you, for beginners, people that don't know how to, that don't know how to fold all of this small small stuff. All right, so I am done. So the next thing I'm going to show you guys how to do drawstring on one side, okay? All right. So this is the fabric that we are going to use, okay? This is the fabric we're going to use for the drawstring. So my fabric is about, this is about 10 inches, and then the width I am in is about 5 inches. So I'm going to cut this into two. So that's 10 inches, 5 inches. And then the next thing I'm going to do, so this is the side of my, so this is the side of my boo-boo, my kimono. So I'm just going to open this, and then I'm going to take this, okay? I'll place this like this. So I want it to be pretty close to the down part. Can you see? So that is why I am taking it like this. So I'm just looking. I think I need to make a bigger bubu, a bigger rope, so that it will be able to string up better. So that I can string up more. So I'm just going to, let me cut from here like this. So at the end of the day now, what I am using now is more than, it's more than inches. So I'm just trying to eyeball it, but I'll show you guys the measurement. Okay, so let's see. So this is what we have now. Okay, so let's measure. So the length is 14 now, and then our width is still 5. Okay, so I'm just going to divide this into, so it's about 14 inches. Why am I doing it? The longer the root, the longer the casing, the more up your ruche can go. You understand? If you don't want it to reach prop very well and decide to reduce it, so this is how I'm going to place this. It's a simple process, and then I'm going to use my chalk. Going to use my chalk. So let me just place this. I'm just trying to trim it, not like, so I'll place it like this. Can you see? So this is the down part. So I'll just place it like this, and then this is the first line I'm going to be stitching, middle line. So I'll stitch a line on that line, and then I'll stitch. So it's 3 lines I'm going to be stitching. It's a simple process, very simple, straightforward process. Can you? So 3 lines are what I am sewing on my fabric. This is it, like this. Okay, so I'll just place it. So this is the first one. So let the first one, let it be on the center line of your side seam. Okay, let it be on the center line of your side seam. So you can see that so you see it. So the lines are just like 1 inches apart. So it depends on how big your rope is. You understand? So it depends on how big the rope that you are using is. So this one, I'm just making sure I am stitching it on that center line. So I'm stitching it on that center line. So once I get to that place, I'm just going to double stitch it. Okay, I'll just double stitch it at that point, and then I would cut this out, and then I would stitch the other 2 lines down. Okay, so for the pockets, I'm just going to pin the pocket. I'll show you guys how to pin it, and then we will stitch it. It's a simple process. So you can see I am done. So this particular fabric actually did not, I did not fold it round. Mm, actually did not fold it round. So you can fold it round, like fold it round. Yes, round. So I'll just double stitch. Just make sure that my stitches are tight. Okay, and then I just do back stitch. That's all. So I'm going to turn it and show you guys in front so that you see how it looks like. So when you are doing this, just make sure you use a very matching thread. That is all. That's just like the secret. Okay, just use a very match. Can you see? You see it on this side. You cannot tell. You can barely tell if anything is there. So this is what is going to serve as my beautiful, you call it beautiful lock, beautiful. I think most times I hate this thing. I hate it on clothes. So I'll just place this, and then I'll the whole process. That's, I'll mark the center. So like I said, just like 1 inch from my fabric. So before you do that, just make sure that you are finished folding the down part of your dress, of your boob, or you fold it first before you fix the casing for your root or for your drawstring, whatever you were calling it. So just make sure So I'm just placing it, making sure. Okay. So that is all. For those of you that are still on the stream, thank you so much. For those of you that are just joining, thank you. So I'm just trying at this point, I'm trying to do the other part. That's the second part of my, the other part of my, the ruche. That's what I'm trying to stitch at this point. So like I said, when doing this, start with the mid one. It's always better. That's the one that's the middle one. Start with that one because that's the one you need to balance properly. So once you balance that one, as you're doing it, use your hand to make sure you open up your dress. That's bubu or your kimono. Just use your hands and open it, and then you just keep stitching it, stitch it gently, and then once you get to the top part, you need to like double stitch it. That's like do a back stitch. So the reason for doing that back stitch is, that thing is going to be holding, it's going to be kind of like pressure. So you understand. So that is why you actually need to like do those. So it's remaining one. So for tomorrow, I'm not very sure yet if I'm going to be coming up tomorrow for our afternoon light, because I have an appointment. I have a meeting tomorrow. So when I come back, I don't think I would want to work. So that's just it, just the reason. But depends. Okay, so you can see, so I've done the second one. So I'm just to cut off all of my extra threads, and then I'll turn this. You can see it on this side. You see it looks so fine and neat and okay. So the next thing, let me show you guys how to achieve the pocket. Okay, so for the pocket is a simple process. So I'm just going to take this like this, and I am this is so lovely. It's so lovely. So for the pockets, it's a simple process. What I normally do, I am going to measure where I am going to start stitching the pocket on. And this is my material that I'm going to be using for the pocket. I already folded it. So I just folded it. So like I said, I just try as much as I can to make the work fast. That's like make the string fast. I don't want to start going up and down. So I just did some of the like prep of some of the things. So this is a fabric. I just cut out a square fabric because it's normal straight front pockets. Okay, so I just cut out like a square fabric, and then I'm going to give you the dimension of the fabric right now. So this is the fabric. So I just folded it, like tuck in the sides of the fabric. Okay, so now let's see. So these are the dimensions. So the length is 11 inches. That's uphold, and then 9 inches. Okay. So the next thing we want to do now, I want you guys how to place this pocket on your kimono. So we want to put it at the front. Okay. So here's what we are going to do. I am going to take this